Hello, and welcome to today's briefing. I'm Dana, and joining me is Matt. We're covering a wide range of stories for you today.
That's right, Dana. We've got a diverse lineup of news, from politics and economy to sports and entertainment. Let's dive right in.
First up, former Florida gubernatorial candidate Andrew Gillum has been arrested on drug-related charges in Alabama. The reports say he was pulled over for erratic driving, and marijuana and meth were found in his vehicle.
That's quite a development. Gillum was a rising star in the Democratic Party and narrowly lost to Ron DeSantis in the 2018 governor's race. What are the details surrounding his arrest?
According to the jail records, Gillum was arrested in Daphne, Alabama. The authorities say he was driving erratically, which led to the stop. Upon searching his vehicle, they found the drugs.
This isn't the first time Gillum has been in legal trouble, is it? What's the broader context here?
That's correct. Gillum has faced legal challenges before. This latest arrest adds to his legal woes. It's worth noting that he's been released since then.
So, what's next for Gillum? Are there any indications of how this might affect his political career?
The articles don't speculate on that, but it's clear this arrest will have some impact. Gillum's political future is uncertain at this point.
Okay, got it. Let's move on to the next story.
Iran's Revolutionary Guards have fired missiles at commercial ships transiting the Strait of Hormuz. Axios reported this, citing U.S. officials.
That sounds serious. Were there any casualties or significant damage?
The reports indicate that 2 commercial ships suffered significant damage, but fortunately, there were no casualties mentioned.
What's the strategic importance of the Strait of Hormuz that makes this incident so concerning?
The Strait of Hormuz is a critical waterway for international oil shipments. Any disruption here can have significant global economic implications.
So, how might this incident escalate tensions in the region?
The article suggests that this aggressive action by Iran raises concerns about regional stability and could potentially escalate tensions.
Right, and this isn't the first time there have been tensions in that area. How does this fit into the broader geopolitical context?
The reporting ties this incident to ongoing concerns about Iran's military activities and their impact on global shipping routes.
Okay, let's move on to the next story.
The Delhi High Court has ordered the restoration of the Cockroach Janta Party's X account. The union government had initially blocked it, but their concerns were no longer relevant after the NEET exam concluded.
That's an interesting case. What were the reasons given for initially blocking the account?
The center had concerns related to the NEET exam disruptions, but since the exam is over, those concerns are no longer valid.
So, the court essentially said that the government's reason for blocking the account had lapsed.
Exactly. The court directed the restoration following the government's submission that they had no further objections.
That's a significant decision. What does it imply for social media regulation and free speech in India?
The reporting suggests that this decision is seen as a win for the Cockroach Janta Party and potentially for free speech, as it limits the government's ability to block accounts without ongoing valid concerns.
Okay, let's move on.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi has been conferred Indonesia's highest civilian honor, the Bintang Adipurna, for his role in strengthening India-Indonesia relations.
That's a prestigious honor. What specific actions or achievements led to PM Modi receiving this award?
The award recognizes PM Modi's efforts in enhancing bilateral ties between India and Indonesia across strategic, economic, and cultural sectors.
So this is not just a ceremonial honor, but a recognition of his diplomatic efforts.
That's right. PM Modi dedicated the honor to the people of India and the enduring friendship between the two countries.
That's a nice touch. How might this affect India-Indonesia relations in the future?
The reporting indicates that this honor celebrates the strong ties and friendship between the two nations, potentially further strengthening their bilateral cooperation.
All right, let's move on to the next story.
A federal judge has ruled that the U.S. Department of Justice cannot access the personal information of 2020 election workers in Fulton County, Georgia.
That's an important decision. What was the Justice Department's reasoning for seeking this information?
The articles mention that the Justice Department obtained a grand jury subpoena seeking the names and personal contact information of county employees and volunteer poll workers.
So, the judge essentially blocked the DOJ's attempt to gather this information. What's the significance of this ruling?
The ruling suggests that the court is protecting the privacy of election workers, which is a significant consideration, especially given the context of election-related tensions.
That makes sense. How does this fit into the broader narrative around election security and worker safety?
The reporting ties this decision to concerns about the privacy and safety of election workers, particularly after the 2020 controversies.
Okay, let's switch gears a bit.
Toyota is investing $3.6 billion in its San Antonio plant, creating 2,000 new jobs and shifting some production from Mexico.
That's a significant investment. What are the details of this expansion?
The expansion will increase the plant's annual production capacity to 350,000 units. Toyota is also moving some production of its Tacoma truck from Mexico to Texas.
This is a big deal for Texas and the U.S. economy. How does this fit into Toyota's global strategy?
The reporting suggests that this move is part of Toyota's efforts to adjust its production in response to factors like U.S. tariffs.
That makes sense. What are the potential economic benefits of this investment?
The creation of 2,000 new jobs is a significant boost to the local economy. Additionally, the increased production capacity will have broader economic implications.
All right, let's move on to the next story.
Asian markets have retreated, with South Korea's Kospi sinking nearly 5% despite a rebound in AI stocks on Wall Street.
That's an interesting contrast. What drove the decline in Asian markets?
The articles indicate that despite the positive performance of AI stocks on Wall Street, Asian markets, particularly the Kospi, experienced significant declines.
So the AI-led rebound wasn't enough to stabilize Asian markets?
Apparently not. The Kospi plunged nearly 8%, and Tokyo's Nikkei also lost almost 2%.
What are the potential reasons behind this divergence in market performance?
The reporting doesn't speculate on specific reasons, but it's clear that the AI rebound on Wall Street didn't translate to gains in Asian markets.
Okay, let's move on.
George E. Johnson Sr., a pioneer in black hair care, has passed away at 99. His company was the first black-owned firm listed on the American Stock Exchange.
That's a remarkable legacy. What were some of Johnson's achievements in the hair care industry?
Johnson built a multi-million-dollar business through his innovative hair care products, particularly with his brand Ultra Sheen.
So he was a true entrepreneur and pioneer. How is his legacy being remembered?
The family has announced his passing, and there's an acknowledgement of his contributions to the black hair care industry.
That's great. It's wonderful to see pioneers like him being recognized.
Bank of America has reinstated coverage of Figma with a buy rating, citing that AI is turning into a growth catalyst for the company.
That's a positive development for Figma. What were the reasons behind BOA's decision to reinstate coverage?
BOA argues that fears over generative AI disrupting Figma have been overdone and sees the stock's decline as an attractive entry point.
So they're optimistic about Figma's future growth prospects.
Yes, BOA believes that AI will be a growth catalyst for Figma despite initial concerns about disruption.
That makes sense. How might this affect Figma's stock performance?
The reporting mentions that Figma's stock jumped 10% following BOA's decision, indicating a positive market reaction.
All right, let's move on to the sports news.
Folarin Balogun had a limited impact in the U.S. World Cup loss to Belgium, despite his suspension being lifted.
That's a bit of a letdown. What were the circumstances surrounding Balogun's suspension and its lifting?
Balogun had 3 goals in the World Cup, but his presence on the field against Belgium was scrutinized due to eligibility concerns.
How did the Belgian team react to Balogun's presence?
The Belgian team was seen mocking Donald Trump's famous dance after scoring their 4th goal against the U.S.
That's quite a reaction. What was the overall outcome of the match?
Belgium won 4-1, exposing the U.S. defensive liabilities.
Okay, let's move on to another sports story.
Former Dallas Cowboys defensive end Marshawn Kneeland was diagnosed with stage 1 CTE after his death by suicide.
That's a tragic story. What are the details surrounding Kneeland's diagnosis?
Researchers at Boston University diagnosed Kneeland with CTE following his death in November 2025.
So this diagnosis sheds light on the potential struggles he faced?
Yes, the diagnosis with CTE is significant, given the link between repeated concussions and brain abnormalities.
That's a serious issue. How might this diagnosis impact the NFL's approach to player safety?
The reporting doesn't speculate on that, but it's clear that such diagnoses can have broader implications for sports leagues regarding player health.
All right, let's move on.
Wimbledon 2026 coverage is airing on BBC channels at various times.
That's great. What are the specific details for Wimbledon coverage?
The coverage includes Day 9 matches on BBC 2 HD at 3 p.m. and other times on BBC One London.
Okay, let's check out some entertainment news.
Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce are married, and their wedding was a star-studded celebration at Madison Square Garden.
Wow, that's big news. What are the details about their wedding?
The couple tied the knot on July 3rd, and the event was described as having an electric energy with many guests.
So it was a pretty high-profile wedding.
Yes, the reporting suggests it was a significant celebration with many notable attendees.
That's exciting. Let's move on to another entertainment story.
Lauren Bennett, known for her hit party rock anthem with LMFAO, has passed away at 36.
That's sad news. What are the circumstances surrounding her death?
The cause of death hasn't been reported, and the investigation is ongoing.
Okay, let's move on.
Friends is airing on Comedy Central HD at various times, including episodes like the one where no one's ready.
That's great. What are the specific airing times for Friends?
The show is airing at times like 1:35 p.m. and 8 p.m. on Comedy Central HD.
All right, let's check out some other news.
Judge Judy is airing on True Crime at various times, with episodes covering real-life small claims cases.
That's a popular show. What are the specific airing times for Judge Judy?
The show is airing at times like 10:40 a.m. and 4:50 p.m. on True Crime.
Okay, let's move on to some other news stories.
Landslides in Bangladesh have killed at least 8 Rohingya refugees in camps.
That's tragic. What were the circumstances surrounding these landslides?
The landslides were triggered by monsoon rains, leading to significant loss of life.
So this is a developing story with a humanitarian